ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the world of VGamingJunkie news. There's no draws here, nothing but pure gaming-related meatiness. It's all about the electronic good stuff as we dive deep into all that's new in the various interactive virtual worlds. Kicking off today's story is The Last of Us 2, an extremely divisive sequel to the first game. However you feel about the game is your own, but I'm definitely among the people who feel the game did the original characters very dirty. I'm not here to review The Last of Us 2 though, I'm here to report that the game is getting a slight price slash to $50. While that may seem insignificant, it's likely indicative of Sony's concerns over the game's rapidly dwindling sales. Remember, initial sales spikes don't necessarily indicate quality, merely that people expect quality. If it falls off fast, typically that means people came to the conclusion that it's not so good and word of mouth works against it, and that definitely seems to be the case here. In a more lighthearted story, Nintendo has announced the Super Mario 3D All-Stars! Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy are getting higher resolution ports on the Nintendo Switch from the 19th all the way through March in one convenient package. Whether or not Nintendo will enhance the games in any meaningful way or just throw them into an HD resolution, which emulators can also do, remains to be seen. The main concern is that since it's a limited release, scalpers will likely grab any copies they can find in order to sell them on eBay, although it will also be available digitally. In a special event, Nvidia has announced that Fortnite will be updated to implement ray tracing visuals on GPUs that can support it. It also allows DLSS to upscale the resolution with AI, but again only for RTX cards. Perhaps more relevant for me personally, The Witcher 3 is getting a similar update. If you have it on PS4 or Xbox One, you can also get a free upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Naturally, PC owners also get the upgrade. That'd be great for me if I could actually get an RTX card. Maybe one day in the future I'll be live streaming the ray-traced Witcher 3, but that day will not be coming for a good while. For those of you who can actually afford such a thing though, I imagine it'll be great news. On the subject of RTX cards, Nvidia also announced the RTX 3080, priced at $700 and releasing on September 17th. This bad boy boasts 5,888 CUDA cores, a 1.71 GHz clock, and 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM. Nvidia has also announced a cheaper 3070 that's less powerful at $500 as well as a more powerful RTX 3090 with 24 GB of VRAM. I'll likely be getting none of those at least for a few years, so hopefully the GTX 1050 Ti that I've got will hold out until then. Luckily, one game that can be played even on a toaster nowadays is Team Fortress 2. For those of you who are unaware, the game had been plagued with bots for a while now. I personally went into a match and there were sniper bots right outside the entrance, so you couldn't even leave spawn without getting headshotted, even as a spy with cloak. Valve has announced intentions to fight it by preventing some new accounts from using chat function, which is not only controversial, but it does little to stop the head-shooting variety of bots. Luckily, the community is fighting back on this one. In a move that seems inspired by Terminator, there are bots being programmed to attack on sight other bots but leave actual players alone. There's also a bot detector to vote kick bots on sight. How effective they are I cannot say, but I find it interesting how it's almost always the community that fixes issues like this. Bethesda would probably know that fact better than anyone else, wink wink. As always, the news is being rounded off with some release dates provided by Games Radar. Circuit Dude is releasing on the Switch September 7th. September 8th brings AVICII for the Switch and Kingdoms of Amalur for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. The 8th also brings Necromunda for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and Unicona Madness for those as well as the Switch. There's also The Sims 4 Star Wars expansion pack releasing that day for people who are fans of The Sims 4 and Disney Star Wars. The Outer Worlds is getting Peril on Gorgon DLC on the 9th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and the Borderlands 3 is also getting Psycho Kruger and the Fantastic Fustercluck on the 10th for the same systems. Bounty Battle on all systems, Hot Shot Racing on all systems, and Astronauts for PC also released on the 10th. In addition, Redneck Ed for PC and Vampire the Masquerade for all systems release on the 10th too. Last but not least, Inertial Drift for all systems releases on the 11th. This week's Epic Games freebie is Into the Breach for my fellow penny pinchers. You better claim it before the 10th if you want to keep it. And that is it for this week's news. As I'm sure you've all noticed, my avatar is slightly different now. I teased the Scout, but I decided to go with the Engineer bot because I've been maining him on Team Fortress 2. Not only do I love the Battle-Engie playstyle, but I dig his Texan genius personality. He might just be the most level-headed of the team, which isn't saying much since he's on a team of friggin' psychos and he still probably cut off his own hand just to use the gunslinger. This was made possible by me being able to run the freebie version of Breckle, a superior motion capture program to Delicode that seems to allow better hand rotations. Of course, if you wanted to donate towards better technology, that would also be appreciated, but either way, I do plan to increase the quality of this program over time. As always, this news program is every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm also live streaming Zelda Breath of the Wild on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you can always subscribe and wrangle or snipe that bell icon if y'all want to keep notified. A like would also be greatly obliged, but I just hope you enjoy the video. That's it for now. Capitalize on life, and I'll see you next Saturday with the latest and greatest of video game news.